Ladies and gentlemen, today we got a special guest. We got a special show. Three versus Rich. Special guest is my cousin, uh, Mr. David Dixon. He is a police officer, and we're here to do an extensive interview and talk about a couple of subject matters. Mr. Dixon, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Now, since the last time
I probably should clarify that while I am a law enforcement officer, I actually work for the fire department. So I have all the police powers of any DPD officer, but I work for DFD, Detroit Fire Department. So just want to make that clarification.
Okay, no problem. So all the questions that we have pertaining to law enforcement officers, can you would have the extensive type of knowledge, or
depending on what it is, I may not have as extensive as, say, maybe patrol officer, but I will probably have some knowledge, yes.
Okay. And we'll cross that bridge if we come to it. When I called you and asked you to do this interview, there's been a lot of things happening in the world since then, and it's a good thing. I guess the timing just worked out because, I have you heard about, I'm pretty sure you heard, unless you've been under a rock, what happened last week in Buffalo, New York.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, before we get into that, what I'd like to ask you is, what was the moment you decided that you were going to be in law enforcement, and how did that come about?
Well, when I got on the job as a firefighter, there was only really, you could stay in firefighting and move up the ranks that way, or you can go into divisions, which encompassed fire marshal, training, and arson division. So I knew I was not going to be a firefighter and be running in and out of fires forever. So you had to have 8 years to apply to training, which, that's where they train all the firefighters, EMTs, and what have you. And then you only needed 5 years on the job to go to fire marshal and arson. So when I got my 5 years, I applied to fire marshal and arson, tested and got both, and decided to go to arson. And then I went through a police academy and then got my certs.
Okay. So the arson division is where you parlay to law enforcement. Is that correct?
Yep. That's where I parlayed, as you put it.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Because I knew you were in firefighter, but I just thought, I was under the impression that you were a full-blown police officer.
I am a full-blown police officer. I can have all the arrest powers. I can pull you over. I've done search warrants, kicked in doors, made arrests, taken people down, the whole nine, surveillance, all of that. So
you don't,
right?
I'm sorry.
I've written warrants, I've testified, I've done all of it.
Okay. I just wanted to get that clear.
Mm-hmm.
For those of us that don't understand,
Yeah, but I have to qualify, just like I have to do everything a regular police officer does. I have to qualify. I have to go through whatever training that they require just to keep my certs, just like anybody else. So
right. So you've done arrests outside of the category of arson.
No, it always had to do with an arson, meaning somebody either burned someone or something. But there have been times where we've done things where we've assisted other areas and done it that way.
You
Okay.
are also a martial arts instructor.
No, I used to be, but not anymore.
Yeah, I said was. I'm sorry. Yeah. But you have a lot of in your skill set, in your toolbox, you know. What do you think, in your opinion, minorities can do to protect themselves from shooters, mass shooters, such as the individual that did that heinous act in Buffalo? What would you, as a police law enforcement officer, in your opinion, your professional opinion, what do you think we could do about situations like that?
I don't think there is anything that an individual can do to prepare for something like that. I don't think there is, other than situational awareness and make sure wherever you go, you know where the exits are. Because even being armed wouldn't help, because the security guard was armed and fired at him, but my man had armor. What are you going to do with that? So I don't know. I mean, you can take classes, make sure you are, I wouldn't say self-defense classes, but martial arts classes, firearms classes. You can do all the right things and still will be ill-equipped for something like that. Because think about that. Most people have, while they're taking these classes, have never been fired at, never heard a gun go off. So that's a whole nother monster once you encounter that. Because even we've been trained for active shooting when all that stuff, and even being trained to deal with active shooters. I mean, you're not gonna, we use what's the word I'm looking for? We don't train with live rounds or anything like that, but we still do the training. But you never know what you're going to do until you put in that situation. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know what I could say or what anybody could say to prepare anybody for something like that. I mean, have you been, just returning the question, have you been in a situation where you've even heard gunfire around you?
I mean, I was just discussing this with my co-host the other day, and it seemed like when I was married and living with my ex-wife in Detroit, every New Year's Eve never failed. It seemed like Iraq. Okay.
Yep. 4th of July too.
And I told him, I said, listen, I just don't think a situation like that, I mean, it could happen, but I think that an active shooter would be taking a big risk to do something like that in Detroit, because it seems like everybody and their mama has a piece. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it doesn't. That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that.
I don't know if you got five people shooting at you, it matter, and not one. You know what I'm saying?
It does, but my man had armor. Just this situation in particular, he had armor. So 5 guys shooting at you with armor still doesn't mean anything. It just means I have 5 targets that I can shoot at now.
Okay, so you saying that if armor will resist from 5 gunshots as well as one person shooting at you? You get what I'm saying? Will it weaken the armor if 5 people shooting at you?
But you got to think 5 people shooting at you from different angles can also, depending on who's shooting and what angles they're shooting at, can endanger themselves. Just like if you're trying to fight somebody, if people come at you from different angles, but their angle is the same as somebody else's, they can cause more problems to themselves than the person that they're actually fighting.
Because they may shoot somebody else too, huh?
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. You are responsible for that bullet once it leaves the chamber. Even if you're protecting yourself and you shoot somebody and it hits them, and then it goes through them and hits somebody else, you're responsible for that person, that other person as well. So you may be okay for defending yourself, but you're still going to be on the hook for the person that your bullet struck.
Right.
Outside.
Okay, I understand.
So that's what I'm saying. You have to be careful. You are responsible. That's why you can't brandish.
Did he have here too, head armor on?
I'm sorry?
Did he have head armor on too?
I'm not sure. I'd have to check, but I know that the security guard that they held as a hero fired shots at him, and it didn't take effect because of his armor.
Right.
And he subsequently ended up being killed.
Yeah. Oh, the security guard got killed too.
Yes.
Yeah,
He was an off-duty, if what I remember correctly, he was an off-duty police officer that was working security at the place.
Okay.
So
yeah, that's a tough one though. You're right. That's a tough one. So do you think that, but even if we did have, metal detectors at the doors everywhere, even the grocery store, it's like, even if it's a metal detector, that's still not gonna stop me from killing. You get what I'm saying? Coming in there killing. It don't stop it. It just warn you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's a hard one. A preventative for that. That's a hard one.
Yeah, it's not, because he came in with long guns and everything else. You come in with a long gun, what's the guy behind the medical detector gonna do? Sir, you can't come here with that gun. He pops him and
because his plan is his plan. What he coming to do. Exactly.
Well, it could be an alarm, a certain type. You got alarms for fires and alarms for tornado.
Yep, you're right.
Maybe there should be some type of alarm for mass shooters.
That go to, like, when you go through the thing, through the metal detector, maybe they can send a signal, a call straight to your local. You get it? That'll be okay, because it depends on how fast the police response time is, though. But by the time they come, they probably still been and did their damage. But it depends, because if it's a police in the area, you know what I'm saying, a few cops, but like you said, it got armor on it. And if 5 people shooting at them, it ain't gonna matter. So if the police do come, how effective are they? You get it? So
well, it all depends. If they have, like I said, I think the security guard had a pistol. Now, if they have rifles, maybe the armor wouldn't be as effective with the rifle, but not every officer is trained with the rifle.
Right, they all carry rifles, huh? Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Right. Now, would it be effective against a shotgun blast? Again, I don't know. I don't know what kind of armor you had. So,
do they carry specific rounds to pierce armor in some instances? You get what I'm saying?
Regular police officers, I don't think. I believe that's probably
tactical or something.
The SRT or the SWAT. So, but it still takes time for them to get mobilized. So
you right. Get in the car, come, just boot up. By that time, all the damage done, bro. Just bring the corner, for real. Like, yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if anything, as a civilian or as just a person you're shopping in the store. You're not thinking anything's gonna happen.
Right.
You're getting your groceries for the week. You know what I'm saying? Now, even the most, what's the word I want to look? Even the person with the most heightened situational awareness is not thinking, okay, today is going to be the day. Some crazy dude is going to come. I won't say crazy, but some dude is going to come in here and start shooting up the place. What they may do is, again, look for the exits. If something go down, I know I'm going here, I'm going here. If can I get to the front? Can I, you know what I'm saying? If I have my family with me, how am I going to make sure they're there okay?
That's right.
So, you know what I mean? It's one thing is if I'm by myself, okay, then I can do X, Y, and Z. But if I have my family with me, I have to make sure they're okay. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know if that question can be answered other than dealing with making sure that a person like that doesn't happen. Meaning whatever issues that this person is having that causes him or her to do that, that we can, you know, get to that. And I'm not just talking about mental illness or anything like that. I'm saying whatever caused this person, this dude, to felt that he needed to eliminate a certain race of people or a certain demographic of people, that has to be dealt with. Because without that, he wouldn't have went into the store.
Yeah, these racist groups like these, you know, I believe that the police should, you know, raid these racist groups, man, and shut them down. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, it's just not ethic, man. It's not right. You feel me? Like it's you know, but they let them groups, allow them groups to thrive, and, you know, from so-called freedom of speech, so-called it's America, but anything else they want to do, all they do is make a law to, you know, make it how they want it anyway. So they can do what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's what they do. That's what America do. Constitution don't mean shit in this country no more, because they make a law to you know, to go against the Constitution all the time. So just like child support, you know, same type of difference. In the Constitution states that you should not imprisonment a man for debt. And what is child support? A debt. But they put another law in place to, you know, to go against the Constitution. So they can charge people for child support and make it a felony because they owe a debt. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
that's America. They can do what they want to do. You know what I'm saying?
well, I understand that there are some issues with child support. I'm not equipped to talk on that. But the thing is, you can't gathering with. If I'm a racist and I gather with other racist people, that in and of itself is not a crime. I shouldn't be put in jail for that. Now, if you can show that I conspire to, like you said, shoot up a store, rob a bank, or anything like that, that's different. But that is freedom of speech. You can gather with like-minded people and be just as racist as you want to be in those confines. But when you start infringing on your rights or somebody else's rights, that's the issue.
Mhm.
So,
So what about
well,
Go
even
ahead.
if you don't, even if you lock them up, you know, you could dismantle the organizations where they can't be organized. Because once somebody organized, you know, it's RICO. Once somebody organized, you know what I'm saying, and you're carrying forth or having conviction other people to make heinous crimes, that's, you know what I'm saying, that's when it's a problem. You know,
But that's what I'm saying. Heinous.
they don't have to lock them up, disorganize them,
But how do you oh, you mean like
shut them down. You know, y'all can't be an organization, a group. Y'all can say what y'all want to say, but y'all cannot be organized with it.
okay, so we won't call ourselves an organization. We're just a bunch of people gathering at this building to talk about being racist. So now what?
You call it whatever you want. Call it a church, call it a restaurant. They'll always find another loophole.
Yeah.
But what about the purchase of body armor? Can't they track those individuals and keep them like on a database, or perhaps prevent the sales? Because what does an average person need with body armor, Mr. Dixon?
You would have to ask them. I don't know. But I mean, you got all these guys that train with live rounds and everything out in the woods and yada yada yada. They are tactically, they have all the tactical equipment. It's not illegal to buy body armor. A Joe Blow citizen can buy body armor. If you have $700 to $1,000 just lying around, you can buy body armor. It's not illegal. Now,
Yeah.
if you take said body armor and commit a crime with it, that's when it becomes illegal.
Well, I can't. Well, my point is, I can't think of why a person would need that.
Okay, so how about this?
You know?
Why would a regular person need an AR-15 or AK-47? You could say the same thing with that. Oh, I needed to hunt. What you hunting? And I'm not advocating against AK-47s or AR-15s. I'm saying by that same logic, what does a regular Joe Blow citizen need an AR or AK-47 for? You can protect your home with a shotgun. You can protect your home with pistols.
Right.
So I'm just showing you what that logic means. So
Yeah.
logically, what do you need that for?
I see what you're saying. And one group of people or one individual shouldn't mess it up for other responsible gun owners.
Exactly.
Maybe like to collect or,
Right. Hey, you got guys that have an extensive gun collection of all types, or just weapons of all types. What do you need? You know what I'm saying? I can run down different type of swords, different type of knives. What do you need all that for? I collect them, or I like using them. Maybe I use them for martial arts or whatever.
Well, I got a good reason why people probably would need that, because, what if one day they declare, martial law, or we have a situation on our soil? Then we have to be prepared for certain situations. So you may need to grab something heavy for something like that.
Heavy for something like what? They have drones, right?
No.
You are not when you get stuff, they have stuff that they don't even need to be there. And is your AR or AK-47 going to do anything against a tank?
No, I'm saying if somebody come on our soil,
like an invasion.
Just say, evasion
or an invasion.
Yeah, or something like that. Then you need some heavy shit. You know what I'm saying?
And I say it again. Are you going to have the heavy shit for a tank, or heavy shit for any kind of drone assault?
I don't know, but I know, you can make more damage with the heavy shit than the light shit, So
okay.
It's just a thing where I feel safer if something like that was to happen. Then I got an arsenal I can go through and throw each gun to my people who are around me, and we can get busy. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you this.
Protect my family and my house. What if it ain't a tank situation? What if it's just people with AKs too? You know what I'm saying? Maybe just ground soldiers. You know what I'm saying? Like, or something like that. Then guess what? You got to have the heavy shit, for certain instances. That's how white people feel. And that's why they got all that shit. Most of them got all that shit because they feel that way. And bomb shelters, just to protect their family and them. They know they need heavy shit sometime, maybe. And I think that's their mentality with it.
Okay, well, bomb shelters, I can kind of understand. However, and I'm not, okay, so let me ask you this. When has that ever happened on this soil?
We don't know.
I'm not, wait.
Never know what.
Hypotheticals. I'm saying, when has that ever happened?
I mean, shit.
When has a foreign invasion ever happened? Is that
Here,
your question?
Pearl Harbor.
Prior to, okay, and what happened in Pearl Harbor? They bombed a military installation, and those were planes. So my thing is, again, if somebody does a bombing strafe, your heavy shit is not going to do anything. Not against.
But I'm saying, America getting so weird, bro. Things is happening that we never, you know what I'm saying? Like different things is happening that we never know what's gonna happen. So they feel like I'd rather get caught with it than without it. So the thing is to stay prepared. So what it never happened? So just because something never happened don't mean it can't happen. And that's how they.
I didn't say that, but this ain't Red Dawn though. This ain't Red Dawn. So
man, you never know what's gonna happen in life, man. All this stuff, I ain't surprised if nothing happened no more, bro. Nothing. Just like this what's the name thing? This this thing, what is it? The COVID, and this and that, bro. Like I never seen that in my life. So you know what I'm saying? Like, and it ain't went away yet. You know what I'm saying?
But that has happened before. That has happened before. An epidemic has happened before. In
back when you know, didn't know nothing about that, bro. That shit.
But the powers that be did. And what I'm saying is we have seen biological or medical epidemics occur throughout history. You have the Black Plague, you have the Spanish flu that just happened in 1919? Things like that happen every so often. So
and the thing, people don't trust their government neither.
Okay.
How about that? You know what I'm saying? Because what if, you know, the people have to stand up against the government one day? You know what I'm saying? It could happen. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna sit there and just take anything they're gonna give us like they think we is. This is not a communist country, which is turning into, but it's not a communist country. But I see a lot of communist things happening. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and the food short, all kind of stuff. This look communist to me. No baby food, no prices high, and the prices of the jobs ain't went up. Your pay ain't went up, but everything else up around you. You know what I'm saying? They controlling the food now. You know, that's the first step of being communist. So who knows if the people have to raise up against the government?
Actually, Doc, that's not communism, that's fascism. There's a difference. So while I agree, but it's fascism. And a lot of stuff that you're seeing, that's a whole nother topic. So
my eyes ain't do it, bro. My eyes straight. My eyes never closed to nothing, bro. My eyes be straight.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying is communism and other isms are just a certain government, but or type of government. What you're seeing though is fascism, not necessarily communism. Communism, how about this? It's like you have, let's say fascism is the big umbrella, and then you start getting more, more specific when you talk about communism.
Right.
If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I understand. But see, the thing is that people just don't trust the government no more either, bro. You get what? Because we don't have no reason to trust them. You know what I'm saying? Just with this corona thing, man. It's like, I know the government put that shit out here. Like, I ain't a fool. You know, other people can think what they want to think. It came from China, all that. That's a lie. You know what I'm saying? The Chinese and the US was fighting on the rights of corona. They was fighting for the rights of it. Who made it? You know? So why y'all fighting on the rights of it, bro? Like, bro, everybody had it, and it's called population control. The government put that shit out here to kill who they wanted to kill. So with that being said, who trusts the fucking government? So a nigga better have an arsenal for their ass. Shit. Because some people may have to go up against the damn government. That's how I feel. You know, because they ain't gonna do what they want to do to the people like they think they is. And it'll never happen. You feel me? Because people gonna protect themselves and their family. People think like that too. That's why they have arsons too. Because you never know what you may have to go against and need some heavy artillery at that time. So they rather get caught with it than without it.
So that brings me, I have a question, Mr. Dixon. The founders gave us the Second Amendment and the ability to put together militias for just in case, and I think, and they built that in there for us to be able to go up against a rogue government, right? But I don't think they anticipated all this technology, this nuclear weapons, drones, drones, like you said, all these ballistic.
And they also didn't think that they were actually going to have a standing military either. That's what that was for, because we didn't have a standing military. So the militia was the citizens being prepared for war. We don't have to do that anymore because we have standing military. We have the Army, Navy, Marines. We have a standing Air Force. We have a standing military. So we don't need militias anymore.
Okay, so let me, my question is this though. My question is this though.
Okay.
Let's say our government does get out of control, like 3 said, and we do have to stand up and take our power back because I mean, this is supposed to be a representative government. We're represented by the people, and what you'd have is a bunch of career politicians doing things against our will. Like, for example, we have a baby formula shortage, and I just saw a report where they're stockpiling baby formula and wipes and diapers and sending it down to the border and giving them to illegal immigrants. Now, I'm pretty sure.
Hold on. Did you vet that? Did you vet that? Because you could see whatever you want to do. When you say stuff like that, did you vet what you saw and confirm what you saw? Because I also know that there's bills.
I did not vet it. I did not vet it, but it was from a reliable.
Wait. Because I also know that there was a bill in Congress that the Republicans rejected where they were talking about giving more access to the baby formula. And the Republicans, like 192 of them, voted against it. And only maybe a few, and all the Democrats were like, yeah, let's do this so we can get these people the formula. So that's what I'm saying. Vet when you see stuff like that, vet that. Don't just start, come on here and it's your show, so I can't tell you what to do. But before you start putting stuff out into the ether, vet because you're responsible for what you put out there.
Well, cousin. This story came from. Hold on, 3 1 second.
You get what?
Hold on.
That's the thing. They work for the government who we against. So what does that matter? Because they got, you know what I'm saying? Because we got military. That don't even matter on a situation like that. Because they're more than likely they're gonna do what the military do what the government say.
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true.
If they call the military on a situation,
most military people I know are supposed to protect the country and the Constitution, not do what politicians say.
If they tell their ass to go to war and ship their ass to Iraq, they're going. That's what I do know. You know what I'm saying?
Well, following orders is one thing, but going up against the people. But look, that's the question I was getting. That's the question I was headed to. 3. That was the question I was headed to. Cousin, for my cousin, Mr. Dixon. If something like that was to ever happen, and you as a law enforcement officer was ever asked or given orders to do something against the Constitution like that, whose side would you? I mean, what would you do in that situation?
Not do it, because being in law enforcement or being a firefighter, being an agent, because we are agents of the government, it's a job. That's not, some people think it as a calling, but if I have to, if it's a choice between doing what's right and doing my job, and doing my job is not doing what's right, I would pick doing what's right. I can always get another job.
That's what's up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Did you ever have to arrest somebody for like not wearing a mask or opening up their business during the pandemic?
I wouldn't have to do that. That's not even in my purview.
Okay. Do you think that's wrong, or do you think what are your thoughts on that?
What are my thoughts on what?
Arresting somebody for like wearing a mask or having a party on Thanksgiving, or all that's these particular situations that occurred during the pandemic.
I didn't know anybody got arrested for having a party or not wearing a mask. I know they would get, I'm not seeing people get arrested for disorderly conduct, but that's a ticket. That's a civil infraction. Pay the ticket and don't do it again. Because we can fine you up we can write you tickets all day. Same as a traffic infraction.
I got a question for you, bro. Your thoughts about Okay, say an officer is being aggressive, pull up and being aggressive with somebody and going too far with it. And say you with them, right? You with the officer, you the officer's partner, you there with him witnessing it. Why don't the police stop the officer from going so far with something, or you know what I'm saying? Like going too far with it. If it's the partner, why wouldn't you stop him? So you know what I'm saying? Doing like heinous acts to people that's wrong. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if he choking somebody or, doing something that's wrong, dragging somebody or kicking somebody or punching somebody, like, why don't the other officers say, look, bro, that's enough. Now stop this shit. You know what I'm
That I
saying?
can't answer. I can't answer that question.
I don't like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just want your thoughts, yo, you know what I mean? Like, your opinion on that. Are you so loyal to the force? Are you so loyal to that person that you're not gonna stop him from doing a heinous act to a citizen? Like, I don't understand that. That's your
There are some officers that think that way though. There are some officers that think that way. There's some officers that'll be like, hey, dude, hey, wait. Because actually de-escalating a situation is always the best course of action as far as a police officer. Hey, I've had uncles on the job that were police officers. One of my uncles who's passed now, we had a talk. He was like, yeah, I don't do stuff like that. I be like, listen, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. Easy way is the best for you and the best course of action. But if you want to escalate it, we can escalate it. But, and that's pretty much when I encounter people, listen, I always try to de-escalate because I can get more out of you by just talking to you a lot of times. I don't have to, like I said, we can go into a whole litany of personality, I won't say disorders, but personalities that end up in law enforcement. So, but again, I don't have any concrete, that's just my view on things. But I can't answer that question because, like I said, I've always, even in talking to people, interviewing people, even interrogating people, they're, you watch the shows, there's a good cop, bad cop, yada, yada, yada. Sometimes that works. Sometimes people just want to be understood and then they will give up everything. And that's what you try to do. You try to build a rapport. And then everything seems to stem from that. That's just like if you run into if just Joe Blow, you bump into somebody, hey man, excuse me. And the other person was like, man, fuck you. What the fuck are you? You'd be like, bruh, I said, listen, I apologize. I bumped into you by mistake. Now, if they still want to keep coming at you, that's one thing. But usually, hey, dude, my bad. I wasn't looking where I was going. And they usually kind of be like, okay, man, and leave you alone. It's the same thing.
right.
But you're never going to win. And we discuss stuff like this in the office all the time. It's better to be, try to even if the officer isn't de-escalating it, you as a civilian just de-escalate it because you can win it in court later.
Mm-hmm.
Deal with the encounter, survive the encounter. I shouldn't say survive, but deal with the encounter and handle it legally later because that's going to have a bigger impact.
Mm-hmm.
Just like another question, just like, I work, at a, with the mentally ill, and, we call the officers out, if we ever happen to have a problem, and they always take all day to get there, number one. And I was just wondering, like, the police have a reputation of getting there after the smoke is clear, instead of coming to quicker to de-escalate, and maybe somebody won't get killed or something might not happen. But they have a habit of, especially in Detroit, they have a habit of other places come quicker in the suburbs for sure. But Detroit, they make sure they wait till the smoke clear, then come, So that's what, because deaths can be prevented if the police show up on time. Yeah, I think in a lot of cases, because when you call, but by the time they get there a half hour, 40 minutes later, they don't even need to be there no more. Bring the corners. What
Hold
y'all
on
here?
a second. Do you
You know what
realize
I'm
the call volume? And I'm not making excuses, but just
Right.
like with fire runs, the call volume is higher in Detroit than anywhere else in the surrounding area. Same with police. Fire department and the police department are woefully understaffed. So we do the best with the numbers that we have.
Man,
Fire
police,
department too.
I think police be scared, bro. My honest opinion, because they want to go home to their family just as well as you. And I
Yeah, but
feel
they show up to
bad.
shooting. They show up to shooting runs, and they
Yeah,
show up to every other runs too. So why would they? If that's the case, then they wouldn't show up to shooting runs.
yeah, they show up to shooting runs after the shots fired and everybody gone and the body's on the ground. That's the thing. Every time they do that. Every time. You know what
Okay,
I'm
so when the shots are fired, how fast do you expect the police to get there if shots are being fired? Seriously, like if I
No,
I've
I'm
been
calling the police before because I feel threatened. You get it? I made the call because I know the nigga coming or down the street, you know what I'm saying? Or this is about to happen. They get there 40 minutes later. Yo, come on, man. That's obvious that they're scared, bro. It's obvious. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm
okay.
saying? So we don't have no help. You know what I'm saying? In Detroit, they don't have no help. They got to protect themselves. That's why they'd rather catch a pistol case and do 2 years than to not have that motherfucker on them. Because we got to protect ourselves in Detroit and our own shit. You get what I'm saying? We got to protect our own house and our own kids and our own self. And I don't blame people for having pistols because we don't have no help.
I don't either. But when
They
I'm
don't have no help. And so if you got a felony or not, I don't blame people for having a pistol.
here's the thing though, if people feel as passionately about it as you do, then join the police force so you can patrol your neighborhood. That one of the things that's one of the
All,
reasons why I joined the fire department. So I can be in the
all
neighborhood.
paper pushers. They
Say
come
it
in
again.
the report. Police ain't no help in Detroit. Only thing they is paper pushers. They coming to file a fucking report and get some names. They ain't
So a case,
you
bruh,
feel me?
I have done my fair share of cases. So I know that that's not true.
Shit. I know that's that true because I live in Detroit my whole life and
So have
witnessed
I. So
and
have
witnessed
I.
and witnessed it every fucking time. The police, every time it happened the same way. Every time.
Okay. Well, how about this? Like I said, I've been on both sides. I've been a civilian and I've been law enforcement. And so I've seen both sides. And I'm still in Detroit. What are you talking about? So I still live here. So I have skin in the game. You know how many cases that I have personally been a part of that's been dismissed? Not because I didn't do my job, but because the complainant didn't show up. They're like, yeah, we're not prosecuting. Okay, so what am I gonna do? So you're saying they're paper pushers. So if I
That's
do my job, if I come show up, get the information from you, do all this stuff,
I'm
get
not
the
going.
people locked up. Hold on, wait, let me finish. Get them locked up, get the court case going so these people can be put away. And then you as a complainant say, yeah, I don't want to do this no more. I ain't showing up. Whose fault is that? That's not my fault as the officer. That's your fault as a civilian not showing up and doing your part. Because I've done my part.
I'm saying far as when the crime happened, and then you all come an hour later, 45 minutes later, then y'all asking me fucking questions. I don't care to answer a fucking question now. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
so
Because
then you don't want the
too late.
situation resolved. You
It's
don't want the situation resolved.
the
That's
damage
your
done.
prerogative.
The damage done. It's too late. You know what I'm saying?
It's not too late because we can get the people that shot at you or
What's
did
your
whatever damage.
90% of the cases is unsolved. Y'all don't know who the fuck did it.
It's not 90%, bruh. Stop
Man,
it.
man. It's 90%.
Where are you getting these numbers? Where are you getting these numbers?
It's 90% of.
Where are you getting the numbers? Where are you getting the numbers?
That's what I'm talking about. Detroit.
Where are you getting the? I'm asking you a question. Where are you? You said 90%. Where are you getting the numbers from? Where are you getting the numbers?
My cousin's Reggie Reg. You know what I'm saying? He's a politician. Okay.
Okay.
And that's why I get my numbers.
And,
okay.
And he does not. Does he work with a DPD? Does
Man,
he work with Detroit Police?
The whole program. Bullet. You ever heard of the Bullet Bill? Maybe you didn't hear of that. That's Reggie Red's bill.
Okay.
Okay. So he worked direct with them. You know what I'm saying? With the police.
What I'm asking you is where I don't care if he works directly with the
not conviction rate, bro. So what the fuck is it worth to cooperate with y'all? If y'all ain't gonna find nobody.
How about this? How about this? Let's go with hold on. Let's go with that number. Let's go with the number.
Yeah.
Let's go with the 90% no conviction rate. What is the reasoning behind that number? Do you know the reasoning behind that number?
Because people don't talk.
So if people don't talk, how can you convict? Because we come after the fact. So just like I said, if I do what I can do to get forensic evidence, to get photographic evidence, to get, and the only thing I don't have is witness evidence or complainant, what am I going to do? That is not my fault. That is the citizen's fault, or the citizens have to bear some brunt of that because I'm doing my job. I'm trying to get the information from you. And if I can't get the information from you, where am I going to get it from? Because this happened to you. This didn't happen to me.
What about what? Okay, so you saying
hold on, wait. Don't change. Don't change. Don't change the subject. Answer my question. Answer my question, bro.
Yeah, I am answering it. I'm answering it. Okay. So you say, as a police officer, the only thing that y'all can go on is somebody talking. No other.
No, that's not what I said. Did you hear what I said? Did you hear what I said? I didn't say that. What I said forensic evidence, photographic evidence, whatever. Okay. So my thing is this: we still need a complainant. We still need a complainant, which would be you, if this was your case. So what are we going to do?
Police don't know nothing unless they get somebody talking. Period. That's the easiest job in the world. If I just rely on somebody to tell me some shit, that's it. That job ain't shit. My son, my 8-year-old can do it. You feel me? Like, if that's the main thing, to convict somebody and bring that 90% up, what the fuck is y'all in y'all training? You know
How about this? Have you ever done it? Have you ever done it?
Methods?
So you're coming. You are coming from
talking.
You're coming from a place of ignorance, meaning because you haven't done the job, so you don't know what. That's just like somebody telling me as a firefighter, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I've done the job. I've take the training. I've done the training. I've done the job. So you having never done the job is telling me that I don't know what I'm doing, and you've never done it. Okay, so would you tell anybody else in a situation would you tell a doctor? You're not a doctor. You've never trained to be a doctor. You're going to tell a doctor they don't know what they're doing based on what? Based on what? Based on what? Because you don't feel that they're doing what they're supposed to do? Based on what?
We don't work as close with doctors than police. We don't see doctors every day on the street doing their damn job like we do police officers. So we can look and see because we see them every day. We see them every day. We brush elbows with them. So
you brush elbows with them, but you don't know the
situation.
No, it's not a different situation because there's people that work in a hospital that deal with doctors every day.
We see y'all every day fucking around. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
We see y'all every day fucking around. We know a police job because we see it every day.
Mr. Dixon. Mr. Dixon, I got a question.
Go ahead.
I got a question for you. The other day we was talking about expungements. And I spoken to a couple of lawyers because, you know, I got in some trouble when I was 19 years old, and I
Mhm.
had it for a long time, and I was not eligible for an
For diversion.
expungement until Gretchen Whitmer just signed that new law in 2020,
Okay.
expanding the eligibility for it.
Okay.
My question, I've spoken to several lawyers and they told me that I could get my gun rights back. But my question for you is, um, would I be able to get into law enforcement with an expungement, or that's something I could never do?
Now that I don't know, because different municipalities may do different things, because they will look at your whole record, and depending on what the
That was.
the crime was, you may not be able to.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it was something minor or what have you, then yeah, you probably would be, because I know
But
if it was
if it was something so severe, I wouldn't be able to get the expungement in the first place. Like, I know you can't get it for sexual misconduct or murder or nothing like that. You know what I mean?
right, but you can you get it? No, I don't think DV is for um should be up for expungement either though. So
What
like I
was
said,
that?
depending on what it is, depending on what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it was something to do with fraud or what have you, probably not, because that speaks to your character, even if with the expungement. Something like that, maybe not. Anything to do with money or defrauding somebody, even if you can
Mm-hmm.
get it expunged, they'll probably be like, nah, bro.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Okay. Okay. I'm not saying that I would do it, but I just wanted to know if I had the option to. That's all.
and like I said, again, that depends on where you're trying to go, because different municipalities may have different rules and regulations. So
Right. Right.
But see, I think the biggest problem with the police system is this. You cannot have people that don't come from our neighborhoods policing us. See, the thing is, you got these white boys who grew up in an all white bread family, don't got one black friend, don't know black culture, don't know what black people go through in the hood, every day, don't know the struggle. And then y'all put them in the police academy, throw their ass out there, and a lot of them be in them racist groups too. A lot of police officers in them racist groups for sure. So y'all throw them out there into our neighborhoods where they don't even know us, and all they did was heard about, oh, black people, you look at them wrong, they'll kill you. So they got all that kind of stuff in their brain when they come to our neighborhoods. So it's like an army that you put together and throw in the neighborhood, and they thinking that all black people is bad and shoot you for nothing and all that. And they going in there talking about, let's go to war. It's time for some nigger picking. Instead of hiring people that's from your community, that understands your community, and police us. So it's their fault for putting people in our communities that don't understand us, that never met a black person in their life.
okay, let me address that. Let me address that,
But they
because
think
that's not necessarily true. And I'm gonna put
what?
it. Hold
Only
on.
white boys
Wait,
policing.
are you gonna let me finish, or are you just gonna
I'm
say
just
what?
saying, that's true.
Let me
Go
finish what I'm
ahead.
saying. So here's the thing. You actually think they don't recruit from Detroit? You don't think they recruit people from Detroit? Yes or no? Answer the question. Do you think
Yeah,
they recruit people?
some people,
Yeah. And so
and
again,
I
how
want
about this? Why didn't you become a police officer if that's the case? If you felt so strongly, why didn't you and have your boys come with you
you want to
and
know why
become
I
police
ain't become
officer
a
and
police
police
officer?
your own neighborhood?
Because I have a dislike for the police. That's
Okay.
why I
So
didn't become a police officer, because I feel like police be dirty in a lot of instances. So
okay,
why would
so
I go to
And
something?
there has been a lot of corruption
Why would
in
I
the city of
go to
Detroit.
something? Hey man, let me talk. So why do I go to somewhere that I feel personally that's not a good thing? bro. Hell no, I'll never be a
Okay,
fucking
so if that's the case, and let's say a majority of people feel like you, so they're not going to be people from your area that's going to be there because they feel like you. So the only way to change that is to become part of the organization and change the organization, correct? You can't do it from the outside because you're saying we don't have enough power to do it from the outside.
You saying it's
So
not enough. You saying it's not enough people in the city being police then.
if you're saying that we're police, DPD is hiring
No,
people from outside.
Yeah.
So my thing is this. So if we get more people from the neighborhoods
Right.
becoming police officers and policing their own neighborhoods, that would change, correct?
Right. Correct.
We don't have that.
Okay.
Same with fire. We got the same thing on the fire department. We don't have that. So if we get that, then that will change. But if everybody or a majority of people feel as you do, that will never change.
I got
That
you.
will never change.
I thought that a lot of people in the city do, you know what I mean, apply for the police force. I didn't know that.
How about this? If you have to have a clean record, not have, and when you go down and test, you have to test negative, they're going to do drug screening and all that. If you pass that, then you pass the interview phase, then you get that. But a lot of people don't pass the background check. So
Right.
you got not only do you have to have the desire, you have to keep it behind clean. And that way you can be part of the change.
You're right,
So
but that's what we need more of, man.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
So it's not as hard as you think it is. If I'm not saying you can't enjoy your, have fun when you're young and yada yada yada. I'm not saying that, but keep your police contact to a bare minimum. Hey, how you doing? Keep it pushing, and that way when you join, you can be part of the people that police your own neighborhood. Be like, hey, bro, you be the one. They'd be like, hey, bro, that ain't necessary. You can do that. So if we don't have that, then I can't say you can't complain, because you can complain about anything, but you can't say, well, we got all these people coming from outside, which we do, but we don't have enough people coming from inside. Because if we have enough people coming from inside, and I'm saying that even as a firefighter, so everybody wanna come ride the rig. I'm talking about as a firefighter even. They want to come ride the rig so they can fight fires like DFD. They want to, all of them want to come ride the rig, even for Detroit police, because Detroit police is supposed to be some of the baddest mugs in the country. Okay, so if you want to be part of that, then you have to keep yourself clean and become a part of that, and you can be the change that you want to see in the world. To use that cliche, I hate I even said it that, but I said that. But anyway, that's what I'm saying. If you want to see the change, then be the change.
Yeah, it's true. But that's like the biggest part, bro, like the disconnection, you know what I'm saying, with the citizens and the police, bro, because they don't understand black people, bro. And they just see all the cliche and see everything on TV and the news, how black people act and hear about it, and now they're a cop and you're patrolling your hood. You get it? Like, it's just crazy, bro. But like you said, we need that more people to step up and do the right thing. And and to become cops and patrol your own neighborhood.
And how about this? And just like, and I say this because you guys are doing a podcast or doing a YouTube thing. That's why I told my cousin, hey, be careful what you put out there, because you're responsible. You want to be thought of in a certain way, then portray yourself that way. Put yourself out that way. You don't want to, if you want to be seen as the ratchet, whatever, and I'm not saying this is you or whatever. I'm just saying, if you say, I hate when I see, niggas doing this, then don't do that. Don't perpetuate that on your show. That way you can be part of that. You can show that there are educated black men. There are, we take care of our people. We take care of our families. We work hard. You know what I'm saying? We have fun, same way everybody else has fun. We are into different stuff. you know, that type of thing. You don't have to show the same, you know what I'm saying? If you're saying that they're scared of us because of this, then you don't have to show that. You don't have to perpetuate that.
I mean, you saying that we not supposed to act ourselves because they don't understand us?
That's not what I said. That's not what I said. I mean,
That's not
okay.
fair.
No, that's not what I said. But what I'm saying is, are you educated?
Of course.
So if you
No.
show yourself as an
I
educated
I
black,
always had my own business and all that. You talking about educated as far as going to college? I don't believe in college. It's a crock of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I always had my own businesses. My dad had a business and he raised me. And I learned business my whole life since I was 2 till I was way past grown. He had a liquor store. You know what I'm saying? I have opened plenty of businesses on my own. I'm a businessman, self-taught. You know what I'm saying? So educated, yeah, I think I'm plenty educated. Self-taught though.